Village. The second half close to kick-off here. The home side, Casey Stoney's team, leading by 2-0 at half-time. The second provided by Lucy Stanisforth to the head of Jess Sigsworth to make it 2-0 after Kirsty Hansen had given the home side the lead. Nano Abuchi, Japanese international, has been chasing scraps so far in this game. I think I just saw that maybe Aston Villa are going to make a couple of changes. Certainly Emma Follis and Nadine Hansen were two players who looked as if they were ready to come on for this second half. So perhaps a couple of changes made by Aston Villa in this second 45. Just get that confirmation of that as this second half gets underway, and Marcus Bignot just waiting with those two changes on the touchline. So we'll get that confirmation of who they will be replacing in this second half for the team trailing by 2-0. Check of the boots, make sure there's no jewellery on either player before they come on. So Maya Hales, one of the players who is coming off. And Hansen also coming on. So just confirmation of those changes. Nadine Hansen, the other player who has come on at half-time. So it'll be Chloe Arthur who gets us underway for this second half. No changes made by United at the start of the second 45. I'm sure they'll be keen to add to the 2 goals they have scored so far in this game. And the other player who's come off is Natalie Haig for Aston Villa. So those are the 2 changes that were made by Marcus Bignot at the break. Pass from drop out for Harris, right in front of Casey Stoney. I don't think she probably had a great deal to say to her team at half-time. She probably was quite pleased with what she'd seen, as here, though, it's with Larson. Iwabuchi's inside the 18-yard box. Did it take a touch off a United player last? Arthur Harris was just doing a job to stop the run of Follis, rather, the player who's come on to try and help in attack. Badger's throw comes back to her, and then it's played up and then clattered forwards. It's being chased by Hansen. It could be Hansen versus Weiss. Hansen with a promising cross. Well, it's dealt with by Hutton at the back for Aston Villa. That looked really, really dangerous early in this second half. A break from United. That cross from Hansen not quite finding one of her teammates. It's the quick feet of Jodie Hutton. Well, leading 2-0 at the moment, Manchester United. Their last home game, though, was a defeat by 2-0 against Reading. Hansen was hoping that that would bypass both Asante and Jodie Hutton. Well, Villa seeing a bit more of the ball at the other end of the pitch in the early stages of this second half. Toon trying to put off Vice there. Quickly out to Hutton. Bit of energy from this Aston Villa side early in this second half. Out by Amy Turner. Just mentioning that loss at home against Reading on the 7th of February. Actually their first home loss since January of 2020. So something of a shock, that one, but leading by 2-0 at the moment, and with Sigsworth. Hansen to her left, still with Sigsworth, low to Toon, and Toon with a touch that takes the ball just wide. Well, it was Sigsworth racing down the right-hand side, able to get the ball past Evers to Toon, and maybe the touch from Ella Toon, just a sort of soft touch that I think was trying to play it in at the far post. 6 goals for her already this season, making her senior debut in that recent win against Northern Ireland in that friendly for the 21-year-olds. And scoring a penalty as well in that convincing win for England. Badger wins it off Ale. Ale is back though to collect the ball again for Villa. Hansen now chasing it as it's picked up by Staniforth. Staniforth to Toon with her back to goal. Might try and lay it off for Sigsworth, but Evers is in between the two players. Comes out to Harris, who chooses to pump it all the way back to Earps. Turner looks forward, now with Grunen out to Harris. 40 minutes left to play. 2-0 to the home side at the moment. Follis, the long ball just in between the two United defenders. So Earps out to Badger again, Gruner forward to Staniforth. Staniforth with Ndo one side of her, Iwabuchi to the other. United coming into this game 4 points behind Manchester City in the table, 6 points behind Chelsea at the top of the table. So keen to play catch-up on the sides above them at the moment. We'll be collecting all 3 points in this game currently, having won 2-0 away at Aston Villa, leading 2-0 at home at the moment. Gruner. Toon chasing a pass. Hutton gets there first. The flag is raised by the referee's assistant. I think Marcus Bignot certainly aware of the challenges facing Aston Villa at the moment. 2 points above West Ham, 4 above Bristol City, sitting in 10th in the Women's Super League at the moment, having been promoted into the top flight of women's football at the end of last season, unbeaten in all of last season, winning 13 of their 14 games. I'm sure they were acutely aware of how different this season would be for them. Blocked by Badju, one of the new additions to this Manchester United side this season, the Spaniards. Suntec gets in between Toon and the ball. Weiss, the pump pass forward that Zellum collects for United. Staniforth not quite to Sigsworth. It's Follis who twists and turns and finds Iwabuchi. Pumped along to the chasing Ale. Larsson's up there as well, sliding in is Millie Turner, able to just about get it to Amy. There's maybe a little glimpse of an opportunity for Aston Villa, smothered by the two Turners in the United defence. Zellum steps out of the way of a pass from Grunen to Harris. Pass this time is intercepted by Iwabuchi, who, well, just sort of blocked by her, but possession regained by the hosts with Grunen. Casey Stoney, I think, just pointing a team forward at the moment as they turn the ball backwards. And now it's Badger who's up the left wing, picked up by Hansen. Hansen with a cross to the far post. Well, it was a ball that sort of curled out of play in the end. Her deflected shots opening the scoring for the home side. She cut in from the left, a left-footed ball just high for Sigsworth, who was the furthest player forward for United. Just over 35 minutes left to play. Hansen for Villa, and the two changes at half-time. Picked up by Grunen. Zellum to Badger. Staniforth might have picked up a knock, picked up by Iwabuchi. Iwabuchi trying to run away from Zellum. He's got Badger to deal with now as well. I might try and play it out off the United player. So determined, Mana Iwabuchi. 2 goals already scored in an Aston Villa shirt since joining them, the World Cup winner. Was reunited with a few of her former teammates who now play for Arsenal in the last game. I think there are a few hugs and conversations being had between the former teammates after that game, as here it drops to Chloe Arthur. Arthur's ball forward, and Earps just has to control it with her knees to keep it in her 18-yard box. Staniforth, former Birmingham player before joining Manchester United, previously at Birmingham City, so might feel a particular keenness to beat Aston Villa here this afternoon. A free kick finding the head of Sigsworth. Gave United 2-goal leads at half-time. Fuso is the player who's coming on. Just receiving a last few instructions before Manchester United make their first change of this game. Badger's in a more central midfield position, trying to pick up the ball again, and Dow gets there, and Ale is able to play it forwards. Now, Zellum to Grunen. Harris finds Toon. Toon with a cross. Sigsworth, I think, was just trying to dip and see if she can make contact with her head. This could be a chance for Harris inside the 18-yard box. And, well, Nadine Hansen with the block. Martha Harris just continued to advance. Nadine Hansen in front of the right back in the Aston Villa goal. It'll be a corner for Manchester United to take as a result of that block from Hansen, and it's the home side's captain standing behind it. Left-footed outswinger from her, and it's well, it was Amy Turner who ends up almost in the back of the net and trying to get onto that. It comes back to Groenen. Groenen sees her shot blocked away by Endow. Toon tries to get there, but the referee says that there was a foul as the young England player tried to get there before Jodie Hutton. The corner kick from Zellum, and I think Weiss might have got some gloves to that with Amy Turner just behind her. Grunen with the ball back in, and Alicia Endow in front of her goalkeeper, able to stop that going any further towards Lisa Weiss's goal. They're threatening goal number 3 here, aren't they, Manchester United? Villa still trying to create as solid a wall as they possibly can in front of Lisa Weiss's goal. Has been breached twice already, though, this afternoon. Kirsty Hansen and Jess Sigsworth with the goals. Just over half an hour left to play. I think we saw signs of maybe United being tempted to make a change, and certainly there is a player waiting on the sidelines. Casey Stoney with her first change of the afternoon as we head towards the 60-minute mark, about the hour mark here at Leigh Sports Village. Ball is with Toon running away from Arthur. Sigsworth kept herself onside. Comes forward to Hansen. I think there was maybe a tug on Hansen. I'm suspecting the flag was up on Kirsty Hansen. So just offside as that pass was played to her, but starting to stretch that Aston Villa defence now, United. And maybe it was, I think, possibly it was Sigsworth who was a player who was offside as she picked up the ball initially. And is that Hutton who might be down and in need of a bit more treatment? She was feeling her ankle, wasn't she, in the first half of this match? And, well, she's been busy again in this second half so far, unsurprisingly. And I think needing a bit more treatment to what looks like a niggle to a right ankle. I'm sure that Marcus Bignot will hope that it's nothing more than that. So Ella Toon, the player who is coming off, and Ivana Fuso, the player who is coming on for Ella Toon. So the first change made by Casey Stoney, the Brazilian international, coming on. And Lucy Stanisforth is also coming off. And Hayley Ladd, the player who will come on for her. So Lucy Stanisforth making her first start and just about completing an hour before coming off for Hayley Ladd. So Fuso and Lad, the players who come on. Fuso making her 5th substitute appearance, the Brazilian international. Made her international senior debut at the She Believes Cup during the international break. So has had a bit of a journey to make. I think that's always a consideration, isn't it, when players go off on international breaks, exactly how far they have to travel, and also lots of other challenges as well in the current world that we live in, as Batcher cuts up the left-hand side, doesn't quite keep the ball in play. I think the managers just sharing some of the challenges of that as, well, Badger and trying to keep the ball in play, ends up taking it out for a goal kick. But obviously these players go out and play internationally, and then they have to come back and be retested and ensure that they are safe to come back into their club bubble, as it were. Hutton with a throw. Zellum. Badger, I think, aware that Ale was the player who was advancing, but Ale's touch will take it out for a goal kick for the home side. Mary Earps just collecting a sanitised ball from one of the cones behind her goal. The England international here, Millie Turner, who was a player who was called up to that recent friendly after Millie Bright withdrew, but an unused sub in that game. Mary Earps not selected for the recent squad against Northern Ireland. United with a throw. Marcus Bignot with a bit more shouting from the Aston Villa technical area. Harris. Pass is blocked. Follis tries to get there. Zellum's there first, though. Badger cutting in from the left. Grunen to Harris. Back in field to Grunen. Grunen with a chip, but Hansen leaning back to make contact with her chest. Ale just in front of her for Villa. Ball back to midfield. Pass from Badger to Lad, one of the changes recently made by Casey Stoney. And eventually back to Amy Turner just inside her own half. I think there's a player just doing up her shoelaces there. I think Grunen just stooping down to do up her shoelaces. Ball is with Sigsworth. Wins the ball fairly from an Aston Villa player who's slowly getting back to her feet, according to the referee. I think Follis was the player she collected the ball from. Comes out to Badger. United's threatening goal number 3 here. Ball is with Hansen, who scored the first. Ireland. Nadine Hansen won't allow her to get the cross in. Badger square this time, just in front of Lad, and so Iwabuchi is there. Racing forward is her. Larsson's on a run now, hoping to provide some support as Lad wins it back off Iwabuchi in midfield. The Japanese international slowly getting back to her feet. well be another change for Villa soon. Having already made a couple of changes. Into Hale, away from Nadine Hansen by Kirsty Hansen. Halfway through the second half. No goals added to the 2 scored by the home side in the first half. Badger's pass. Fuso will try and get there before Endow. Endow just able to turn it in field and then out to Ale. Villa's right-hand side. Well, they're not seeing a great deal of the ball, are they, Aston Villa? And certainly not inside the Manchester United half. Can't really see where the goals back will come for Aston Villa at the moment. Comfortable from Manchester United, who have the ball with Badger, and now it's Hansen. Hansen racing up the left-hand side, and Dow slides in but doesn't win the ball. Hansen with a cross that drops over the head of Grunen. Harris keeps the ball in play, plays it forward to Grunen. Hutton, those steps between the United player and the ball. Will go out for a throw-in. I think Endow has stayed down, and the latest player who has maybe fell to knot. You can see a bit of strapping actually on her right leg as well. So I think a yellow card is being produced by the referee. So I think once Alicia Endow has had her medical attention, I think, well, her day's not going to get much better, as she's shown a yellow card by the referee. She just slid in on Kirsty. And I think that might mean a change of player. So Endow, having picked up that knock and also a booking, means that Aston Villa will make a change. And she slowly walks off the pitch in the knowledge that her afternoon is complete. And Caroline Sims is the player who will come on for her. The 21-year-old German coming on as another change for Aston Villa. All up to Fuso. Harris on the overlap, just pulled just behind Sigsworth. Zellum is there. Might she go for goal herself? Plays it short to Hansen. Sigsworth again. Harris inside the 18-yard box. Lays it out to the left-hand side. A chip into the 18-yard box. Zellum gets her head to it. And the captain makes it 3-0. Crossing from the right-hand side. Found the head of Katie Zellum, who looks delighted with that goal to make it Manchester United 3, Aston Villa 0. Well, it was Martha Harris who pulled it out to her right-hand side. A lovely cross in to the head of Katie Zellum. Just stood in front of Weiss. It was Hayley Ladd who found the head of Katie Zellum. And well, she looks really delighted with that, and I'm sure her teammates are as well. Katie Zellum with just her second goal of the season. Not sure if she's expected to get that many necessarily. Of course, there are players missing for United at the moment. Kristen Press, we were hearing, had picked up an injury in training, so wasn't part of the team today. And Leah Galton as well, injured currently. Long-term injury to Tobin Heath as well. "15 minutes or a little bit over left to play." The Hanson cross picked up by Villa, but still they try and race forwards. Well, it looks as if United are going to be much happier with this result than they have been with certainly some recent ones, having lost 3 of their last 5 in the Women's Super League since the new year, top of the table at Christmas. Losing their last 2 without scoring a goal. 3-0 though they lead at the moment. United with a game against Arsenal away next up for them. A 7:30 kickoff on the 19th of March. The 17th of March, a 7:30 kickoff for Aston Villa next. They are at home against Brighton in their next WSL tie. Still 15 minutes of this match to be played. Badger to Zellum on the score sheet this afternoon. Groenen looks up, it's a low ball from the right-hand side. Villa back in numbers. Comes forward to Iwabuchi. Stina Larson in front of her. Still with Iwabuchi, racing forward. She can release shots from there. She leaves it for Sims on her right-hand side. Sims, good ball in from her. Well, that looked quite promising there from her. Over Stina Larson. Up for a throw-in. Looks like another change to be made. As we head towards about 10 minutes or so of this game to be played. Imagine with goals and injuries, maybe 15 minutes or so before the full-time whistle goes. Millie to Amy Turner, out to Harris. then out of Sigsworth. The player waiting to come onto the pitch. I think that might even be a double substitution from Casey Stoney. So 2 players just getting themselves warmed up, as here it's with Iwabuchi, aware of Larson to her left-hand side. Lifts the ball into the penalty area, but Larson, well, won't be able to run around Turner. Picked up by Earps for United. I think she's really had a save to make in this game so far, the United goalkeeper, which will be quite pleasing after recent United scorelines. Grunen coming off for Jane Ross. So, and Torres Dottir, the other player who is coming on. Amy Turner, the player who comes off for her. So, a couple more changes made by the home side. Torres Dottir joining from Chelsea in January, the Norwegian international. Jane Ross, another Scottish international. Previously at Manchester City and West Ham before coming to Manchester United. Badger cutting in from the left-hand side. Now with Harris. Harris's shot blocked at close range by Follis. Looks as if maybe Amy Turner had got a knock, or maybe that's an injury that she's already aware of. But certainly just coming off for the last 10 minutes or so of this game to be replaced by Torres Dottir, who's on the ball at the moment. Sigsworth lays it back, ball into the 18-yard box. I think stretching in on that was Ross, who's just off the bench. Hanging ball to Ross, and quite a high leg from her, actually. She just tried to get on a touch on that. Forward again. Ross being stopped in her tracks by Ale. Played by Ladd out to Badger. United threatening goal number 4 in this game. Still running forward is Badger. Ross is an option for her. Badger with the pass that is cleared by Asante. Badger continued on her run, cut the ball back into the 6-yard box. Asante gets there to take it out for a throw-in. Ball now with Badger. I think she decided to go for the shot herself. Well, Aston Villa came into this having lost 5 of their last 7 in all competitions, winning 1 and drawing the other. Well, that 1-0 home win against Tottenham, a 2-2 draw against Reading. So just 1 win in their last 7 in all competitions coming into this game. But maybe would have hoped that they had caught Manchester United on another off day after a couple of recent defeats for them, or certainly before the international break. Badger forwards. Hansen, who opened the scoring for United this afternoon. Ball played square, dealt with by Villa just on the edge of their 18-yard box. And Chloe Arthur's the player who's coming off.
Villa replacing number 8, Chloe Arthur, is number 14, Emily Syme.
Emily Syme, the player who comes on for her in the latter stages of the game. Fuso drops just behind Ross. An 8th appearance off the bench for Emily Syme in the Women's Super League this season. For the former Bristol City and Yeovil player. Out to Hansen again. Turner steps into the Villa half. The pass just in front of Zellum. Turner looks up but plays it square to Torres Ditta. Away from Fuso, Iwabuchi. Maybe just aware that Sigsworth was bearing down on her. Fuso, a new signing for Manchester United this season. Comes forward to Ross, poked out to Hansen. Hansen tries to play a ball to the far post, aware that Sigsworth was racing towards Lisa Weiss in the Aston Villa goal, but collected by Weiss. And now with Iwabuchi on the halfway line. Just 5 minutes or so of the 90 left to play. 3-0, Manchester United are leading at the moment. Can't really see Aston Villa at this stage getting anything from this game. Not really done a great deal to try and score here this afternoon so far. Comes back off the head of Larson. Follis picks it up. Now with Iwabuchi, steps away from Harris. Doesn't quite come back to Hansen. Instead it's with Kirsty Hansen. Kirsty Hansen, I think, seeing an opportunity to play that out to United's right. Villa with the block, but quickly United back in possession. With Harris to Sigsworth. Now with Ross. Pass into Zellum. Now turned out to Badger, advancing forward United in numbers. Well, Zellum, I think, hoping maybe Martha Harris was running down that wing. Instead collected by Hutton trying to get away from Sigsworth, who will stop her in her path.
Substitution for Manchester United, replacing the number 9, Jess Sigsworth.
And that will be her last acts of this game.
Carrie Jones.
And it'll be Carrie Jones who comes on, the 17-year-old. Coming on to make a Women's Super League appearance late on here in this game. Just 2 minutes left to play. So the number 28, Jones, just getting a few minutes of Women's Super League football at the end of a game, which she can say at full time, I was on the winning side. I played on the winning side against Aston Villa. Well, Marcus Bignot standing over this ball. I don't think it doesn't necessarily have to be the ball at his feet that Martha Harris picks up, because of course there are other balls placed down on cones around the edge of the pitch here at Leigh Sports Village. See how much added on time there will be at the end of this match. 3-0 to United as we head into injury time. So not long to go before the full-time whistle is blown in the first of the Barclays FA Women's Super League matches to be played on this Sunday. This a midday kickoff. Of course, other games kicking off at 2 o'clock today. Ball with Harris. Lad with a cross to Badger. And there'll be a fourth goal in injury time here as Badger cuts in field. Iwabuchi can't take it off her boots. Might be a chance for Jones. Gives it to Ross just in front of her. Lots of players inside the Villa penalty area, and Asante's touch takes it out for a late corner here. Zellum. I think there might be 3 minutes of added on time, a minimum of 3 minutes, as that corner. Well, Millie Turner tried to get to it at the far post. The referee obviously saw that go out off the United defender for a goal kick. Well, I think she might be fairly happy, Casey Stoney, but still looking relatively serious. Obviously, the job isn't complete just yet for the Manchester United coach. But certainly very, very close to full time here. Comes into Harris. Harris, right-hand corner of the box. Might this be a chance for Fuso? Ale just in front of her, heads the ball away. Now with Lads. Out to Badger, encouraging her teammates forwards. Fuso to Hansen. Hansen plays it back in field to Badger. Badger forward. Fuso, well, I thought she might have a chance with her left boot, the Brazilian. But maybe it just sort of came off a shin. And just sort of struck it with her left boot, but losing her balance as well. The number 13. Headed from Zellum, just drops away from Jones. Those try to win the back off Iwabuchi. Still twisting and turning, 360 degrees from her before she plays it back to Asante. The whistle blown by the referee, and not long to go, I don't think, before the full-time whistle is blown here. And now a smile from Casey Stoney. Her arms are folded, but I think I spotted a grin on her face. Harris just taking her time late on in this game, and as she throws the ball back onto the pitch, the referee says that will do and blows the full-time whistle. It was Kirsty Hansen who got the scoring for Manchester United underway. Then a Lucy Stanisforth free kick to find Jess Sigsworth to make it 2-0 to the home side. And then in the second half, a corner that found the head of the Manchester United captain, Katie Zelem. 3 goals, 3 points, back to winning ways for Casey Stoney, and another game against Manchester United in which Aston Villa have failed to score. It's finished here, Manchester United 3, Aston Villa 0.